Hello everyone on the internet and thanks for tuning in. I'm RyuKiva of RyuKiva Toku.
And welcome to another episode of Toku Bros. I'm your co-host, Dragon Zeron of the Tokusatsu Media Center, and this is Ultra Talk.
Belial Atrocious!
True Watch!
Indeed, we are in for a bit of a packed episode because we're keeping this monthly still. But as it's the penultimate, we are talking episode 17 to 20. But first, I'm going to throw it over to Zeron to talk about Gridman.
So basically, the newest sequel to the Gridman anime is coming out very soon, and it should be releasing, I think, maybe like early next year. And it should be on either Crunchyroll or Netflix. I don't know which one it's on usually, but you could also watch the original Gridman on tsubaraya. So maybe me and Sean could.
I mean, because I remember I was looking for the original Gridman so long ago.
It's on YouTube right now.
Do you know if it's so? Is it definitely subbed?
Yes, it's on the tsubaraya Global channel. They're fucking subbing it.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, because I know they've been really heavy on the Gridman front in recent times, right?
Yeah, because back, like in 2016, they did this convention where they showed off a demo reel, and Tsubaraya were like, I shipped that a lot. We give you money to make it. Okay. So that's what they've been doing. And it's like basically in the style of the original, or the new Ultraman series that's been going on.
Okay, I mean, because it's quite weird, because I've only seen Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. And that was a funky little show. So I do want to one day watch the original Gridman and then see what's going on in modern times. But moving on slightly from Gridman, so from one Tsubaraya product to another, coming back to Ultraman, let's talk figure arts quickly. So anyone who's been watching Ultraman Z as it is will have seen all the adverts in between, the commercials, if you will. They talk about mainly the 3,500 yen Alpha Edge figure art. That should be coming out shortly. And then I believe they did show one or two more. Like I think it's more like along that sort of legendary line. So I remember seeing Belial, as well as like their equivalent of like their vinyl figures. So they're all, I mean, again, these are all in the commercials. But the big thing that has been announced earlier this month is, I don't know if you've seen this, is the Tamashii Nation premium studio figure of Ultraman Zero. Now, have you seen this?
No, I have not.
Right, this is it's not even a figure, it's basically a statue with like some lights and a couple of other things, but they boast that it's an amazing, highly detailed figure of Ultraman Zero sat on a rock with a removable cape. And I think there's like a couple of other bits as well, but as much as highly detailed as it could possibly be, the one thing that bites is the price. Now, typically, again, like where I do this on my channel, RyuKiva Toku, I will talk about prices in yen, and normally it's like 1,000 yen and maybe 10,000 yen at a push. Human Studios figure is somewhere around a 135,000 yen mark. This translates to around $900. No, actually, let me think. It's well over $1,000 and it's about 970 British pounds sterling. So it is a hilariously expensive It's a hilariously expensive item for that really hardcore. I'm not. No, I mean I'm not. I don't plan on getting any Ultraman merchandise.
But anyway, yeah, like. That's pretty, like, I wonder why it's so expensive. Do you think it's actually because of the set details and the lights and stuff they gotta get?
This is it. I mean, because that's not unfamiliar with, like, lines like SIC, and, at least those are, like, posable. And yet, we see that they've also shown the Kamen Rider double premium, studio premium statue where Kamen Rider double's fighting the Dopants. And basically, this was all announced a couple of weeks ago at Tamashii Nations 2020. So, they are really pushing hard on Tsubaraya for some reason. And, this obviously being Ultraman Zero's 10th anniversary. I mean, it's, in terms of anniversary, there's nothing really major going on, but I'm going to move on slightly to talk about the movie.
Actually, there's a special that's coming out, but at the time of this recording, in like tomorrow, and it's called the Ultra Conspiracy or something, and it'll be on YouTube, and it both has a Japanese and an English cast that we all get to listen to. So if you want to watch it dubbed or subtitled, you can.
That's cool. I mean, one thing we've also seen is that they are advertising the Ultraman movie. I think they're calling it Ultra Galaxy something something something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ultra Galaxy 5, the Ultra Conspiracy.
Right, that's it. Yeah, so I think they've advertised it more as a movie than a special. And
they already uploaded episode 1. They already claimed this episode, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because like even when it comes to the uploads on their official channel, they do something called a boost program as well. So there's a lot going on with Tsubaraya anyway. But then the one big thing before we start talking about the episodes is they're doing the road show. I think that's going to start around or after Christmas. And trust me, I would love to turn up just to see Yoko personally, but. So, you know, all those Japanese kids, I'm so jealous of you all right now.
You'd love to go and be like, what up, my homegirl, Yoko?
Something like that. Well, this is it. I mean, you say Yoko, because you've got Yoko and Yuka, and I'm not going to lie, like, we're going to go straight into episode 17, and Yuka is definitely on fire in recent episodes. Mm-hmm. So, episode 17, this is basically, we see Beliarok becoming a bit more rogue and still acting like he's a big hombre, but on one hand I really like this episode with this very little story and a lot of fight sequences, again all around Beliarok, but overall the fighting style of pretty much everyone seemed really slow and hesitant in my opinion, and I don't know why. I mean, did you think anything about the fighting sequences at all?
Not really. I do like how Jugger was basically trying to convince Beliarok to actually work with him, you know, and that was pretty cool because he has his own intention, and we don't know what they are in this series yet. So
even several episodes in, we still don't. I mean, talking about the fighting sequences and that, there were still a couple of good location sets, and it was interesting to see another incarnation of the alien Barossa. Even though we're all tired of recycling villains of the week. The transfer of Cerebro was definitely a highlight though, right?
Yeah,
and will make the final episodes a lot more interesting. And yet, you know, I'll say that this independent Beliarok could literally mean anything though. What do you think?
It is possible, but let's not forget Cerebro is also part of the Devil Splinters, and we haven't had anything of them yet, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Unless they start coming up in the last 4 episodes, or the Ultra Fight Conspiracy, you know what I mean?
Cool. Did you want to start talking about episode 18?
Yeah, let me just read what I have on my note card. Basically, it's basically an Ultra Q episode, and like they basically are using an old kaiju from Ultra Q to basically make a sequel, and that the lady that's involved with this, like, basically she's, like, appearing in all these photos and stuff, and she's connected to the monster. And, like, basically she and Haruki form up a relationship because, you know, she's actually from the past and hasn't been able to aid because that monster has taken control of her. And I have to say that, does that actress look very familiar?
She does. I mean, when it comes to the actress, when it comes to the whole episode, this has to be like a really crazy low-budget filler episode for the modern age. You know, definitely when it comes to this actress you're talking about, definitely not enough nudity there. And they're clearly she was clearly teasing us, you get me? And yet, you know, we've got Haruki, like, indirectly flirting with her, and I swear straight up that Yuka also looks hotter in this episode. But purving to one side, though, there is still enough innuendo with this Kima squirting its liquid over everyone. I'm not too sure what that was about. But there was...
But wait, where do you think the actress is from, though?
I don't know. She does look familiar. Obviously neither of us hit the Google right now. But Google to one side. You know, I'll definitely say, coming back to the episode, there was definitely, like, a lot of plot holes. like the origins and the method of this monster. I mean, you're talking about Ultra Q or something, so I don't have so much background on it.
Yeah, me neither, but Ultra Q is basically the first Ultra series.
Yeah, of course.
And like they always do like a throwback to that show like every few years, you know what I mean?
When it comes to the throwbacks though, I was a touch offended about how Haruki implied that the Showa era was very old and a long time ago, like a different age. I mean, Showa was not that long ago.
He was born.
There you go. There's that as well. I mean, I can definitely give props to the episode. I mean, aside from being low budget, like having all these crazy model shots with barely any CGI, as well as this lizard type monster that also briefly appeared. I didn't like the way Haruki just randomly trusts Belia Rock in this episode with such a manner, especially based on episode 17, but what are you going to do?
It's like it resets every time a new episode appears.
I guess so, you know. But like moving on to episode 19 though, like I felt that this episode all felt very random. Starting off with a monster that was a bird with a horn on its head and an anus on its stomach. And then again there were some decent model props, but then the CGI felt a little bit superimposed on this. And then this all got replaced by a monster that just looked like beef curtains, only for this old hero, Ace. An
Ace. I love that.
Right, so just for him to turn up, and then there was like some good fighting scenes. I mean, there was a trick that the monster used. I mean, there was this trick that the monster used where it's kind of absorbed the projectiles and then just zap them back. But yet, when Ace was fighting, the monster didn't use it that much. So I kind of felt that was a bit of a plot hole.
The monster has fought Ace before, and that's why.
There was a lot of talk about it, like he was going for that medal, wasn't he? I mean, because we've not had any new medals in the last month, really. But then,
and I don't think we're going to be getting any more unless they upgrade us. Because I don't know if you noticed the gold medals. I'm thinking they might update that and make them more powerful or something. You know what I mean?
I mean, the fight sequences were definitely better in this episode. Like there was a scene where they kind of took out half a skyscraper, and Zet, I can't remember what form he was in. He just collapses backwards onto a skyscraper and just kind of lays there. I thought that was kind of a quite cool looking set, if you will. I mean, and even the dated Showa music that was played for Ace, I mean, it didn't quite fit in my opinion. And normally I like Showa music, and I know you love Showa music, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think of Ultraman Ace's theme?
Well, the theme song itself is pretty good. It's very Ultraman.
But that's it. That's what most Showa songs sound like, though. I mean, the episode was a semi-decent end with a lot of questions. Like how Ace turned to I like how the end credit. Like how you got Z fly off in the sky, and then you had Ace fly off in the sky, and the Z turned into an A. I thought that was quite cool, though. I mean, I'll say that the one thing, just to round off this episode, I loved the lesson from Ace that the winner bears the malice of the fallen. I don't know if you heard that.
Wait, repeat that, sorry.
It was like, I mean, I think I might be missing a couple of words, but basically Ace's lesson of the whole episode is the winner bears the malice of the fallen.
He's also the father of Zed himself.
Of Zed? No, he's not. He's the godfather.
Oh.
Because he came up with the name. He came up with the name Zed because he said no. Because that was a different thing he was talking about. He was like, "Yeah, I'll call you Zed because it means the last one or something." So just before we go on to the final episode, did you actually watch this? Did you actually watch the special?
Not really, because I don't think there was
right. Well, this is it. All right, I will talk about the special briefly. So, I'm not too sure why they keep doing these special recap episodes. I mean, all right, I understand COVID's going on, and that, like to keep production values, to keep the production low cost.
Well, Ultraman is actually known to take like 2 breaks and stuff, so
I think they've already taken about 4. I think this is like their 4th. So why they, but but at least like why they take these recess weeks, it does keep interest in the products and the show anyway. So I can kind of appreciate it on that as well. But for this particular special, I will admit I actually enjoyed it. The first half did just recap Delta Rise, Claw, and Belia Rock, which was kind of pointless because it was only a few episodes ago. But then they switched to Ultraman Zero, who started recapping all these like key storylines from Orb and Jeed and Ginga before finally talking about how he became Zero Beyond. I mean, do you know much about that?
I haven't really watched any of the special with Zero recently. I do know that he had a few specials last year that I like, because Rube and Taiga haven't been released for us yet, so that's why I'm waiting for those series to become available, because they're coming next year most likely. So
I mean, and then like the episode just ended on how Zeto met Ace, which was literally the previous episode, which we've literally just talked about. So again, a very fun special that we had here. But going on to episode 20, do you want to start and finish this?
Sure. Like basically, it's like an older. I don't know what it's Baka or Bako, I think his name is. It's the old man.
Oh yeah, Bako, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
He has something to do with his daughter, and I gotta say, what's the issue between him and his daughter? Like, we barely get any development with him, Like, we don't know why he doesn't like talking to his daughter, It's like,
I think it's a Japanese. I mean, I don't want to start spouting stereotypes, but like I think he's the hard-working father. He's, I think. I mean, all right. To actually contradict you, normally I get a bit uppity when tokusatsu tries to be J-drama. But yet I do like the style in this turn, and like it was a very different vibe of an episode. I mean, like it kind of takes a human interest into Bako. Like, normally we just see him as the old man Yoko fancies or something. But actually, but but to actually come back at you, like, he's there. He's like this, really thorough member of the crew who's trying to like make sure the world is a safe and better place. And and then I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, admittedly, because you do hear like. Because, we had, like, I mean, in Sentai, they were doing this whole thing with the young boy stuck at home. But in Ultraman, not too sure about if they do these Child of the Week sort of storylines. But obviously, we've got Bucko's daughter, who's pretty much older than everyone else, and Yuka looks up to her as a scientist, which was quite cool. I mean, the whole thing with this monkey M1, I'm just like, what are you doing? I did like the twist of the researchers like turning against the daughter, to try get the DNA or something. And the ethics of the team coming under scrutiny from the guy up top, the guy you said needs to appear more. Like, he was the guy from Wizard. He was the guy from Kamen Rider Wizard. So he's all like, oh, you got to take this monkey down. They're like, no, we're supposed to be saving, not fighting. Which was ironically how Tamika Hero was for its 2 seasons. But yet, these... And then it just kind of devolves into like this comedy routine where they're trying to stop the monkey getting to the city. And they start doing like it wasn't taiko drumming, but it was like some sort of random beat dance that they start doing, and it just devolves the episode, which again, this whole episode has taken like a really random alternative turn. But but as per it does have like the metrics of a kids show anyway, the timing and the solution.
I do wish this show could have, like, Ultraman Dad should have used his power that's Cosmos to try to calm down the monster, you know what I mean?
I mean, I'm sure there's a million solutions they could have done.
Like, because he has the power of Cosmo. Not like they don't have it, you know what I mean?
But what do you mean specifically?
Basically, Cosmos was known to basically tame his monsters and not destroy them.
Ooh.
And he actually, yeah, and that's why I was like, he should have been able to use the Cosmo coin to basically calm monster down.
I think apart from the ones that are weapons opposed to forms, I think because I'm not sure what combination Cosmos was in, but you don't apart from zapping and slicing. If it's part of a combination, like, you don't really see him, like, apart from Beliarock, you don't really see like those individual powers used in that kind of manner.
Yeah, like, I do wish they would do that a little bit more often.
Well, to be fair, you say you wish, but again, we're pretty much near the end of the run, so they're clearly not. And again, I think it's all about those combinations and the different combinations, right?
Trying to get those toy sales up for those certain forms, you know what I mean?
Of course, but like, I'll say that this is like typically, like the solutions they came up with and all the timing and stuff was very unrealistic. But again, it's a kids show, and you really see them really have fun with this episode in its alternative take. Any final thoughts on episode 20?
It's pretty decent episode, because it does it's kind of like one last feel good story before the final arc. So
I guess so. So I guess next month we will be reviewing 21 to end and any other bits of news that are coming in between. So thank you all very much for watching. You can catch us all on the social medias as per usual. You've got my boy Dragon Zeron of the Tokusatsu Media Center on his YouTube, his Instagram, and his Patreon. Then you got ourselves, the Toku Bros. We are on Facebook, Instagram, as well as this YouTube channel. We do have a Discord as well, which will be in the description, as well as our Twitter at Toku Bros 71. And finally, myself, RyuKiva of RyuKiva Toku, still waiting to restart Toku Unboxing, because I am waiting for I'm literally just waiting for Thouser to turn up at my door. That is literally all that's holding me up. I swear down.
What happens if it showed up right now during this stream?
I don't know. No, obviously it's night time over here, so it's not going to turn up any. Like, again, I'm literally on the phone to the post office like tomorrow maybe.
Every day.
No, I should be because it's been in. Right, why are we talking about the post? But like, it should be on its way to me. That's all I've got to say. So you can catch me, RyuKiva of RyuKiva Toku, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I am also on Discord as well. That link's in the description, as well as my neglected Patreon and WordPress, ryukivatoku.wordpress.com, but I am looking at switching that up in the next couple of weeks anyway. So thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all again next time. And as always, fish with a cam. See you next time.